It is indeed a great pleasure and honor to extend my warm welcome to all our esteemed guests on this workshop on business English for academic and professional purposes. Why such business or communicative English is very critical because uh, this is indeed a very contemporary concern that various issues such as leadership communication, cross-cultural business engagement, business writing for academic and corporate context, entrepreneurial reach development, and professional presentation skills are some of the soft core skill that is the need of the hour. Well, dear friends, why I am giving importance on those soft skills is precisely because recently we had one recruitment drive at Cotton University, which was initiated by HDFC, that's private sector bank. And the chief of the bank came to meet me a few months back, and he told me that, sir, our students from both Gauhati University and Cotton University, they're doing very good in terms of their domain knowledge. That means they're very good at their subjects, whether you belong to political science, history, physics, or whatever subject you belong to. You are very good at in your own discipline. And the HDFC chief told us, and this was a mandate given to the private sector, to see how much our students are market friendly, how much our students are employable. It's not a question of unemployment alone. It's also about employability. And when we talk about employability, it is not only about your distinctive or distinction that you achieve in your academic career, but it is also about how you communicate, how you resolve issues, problem solving, group discussion, ability to resolve conflict. These are some of the important milestones in today's context. And my dear friends, marks are no longer the only criterion for selection. Well, in a Google Meet, it was said, the Google Baba chief said, one of their recruitment drives, they selected the mediocre, so-called mediocre students who didn't do that well in their academic career. And when Google was asked about why they had chosen relatively, those students who had not done well in their academic career, they were selected. Why? Their answer was, in today's context, they focus on 360-degree evaluation. What is 360-degree evaluation is, of course, your academic distinction, your ability, the soft skills that are going to be imparted by US Consulate Office, your communicative English, personality, problem solving. These are some important issues, or even your digital behavior, my dear friends. Gone are those days that we focus only on your character certificate. In our days, there is a necessity of providing character certificate. Now that is no longer the desideratum. Why? Because we are all now digitally very much palpable. We are very much, can be monitored. So today's context has changed your digital behavior. When your 360 degrees evaluation is done, what is your behavior in the digital world? Because it can be easily deciphered. Whenever you go to Facebook or any social media, your privacy is completely lost. Because until and unless you agree that media will not allow you to enter into the domain. So therefore, my dear friends, and I am congratulating you, my dear undergrad students, if I may tell our scholar Royce, that our students are undergraduate students, so they are very recently they have come to university. And in fact, the definition of university has changed, particularly in the Indian context, because universities used to be for post PG students, postgraduate students, or for the doctoral research. But for last 3 years, thanks to NEP, National Education Policy, that we are taking undergrad students into our domain, into our framework. So these are young scholars from undergraduate students, and I congratulate you for having undertaken this program. And I express my gratitude to Madam Aishwarya Mandal Nagoriani for her initiative for conducting this program here, and to the US Consulate Office. And in fact, I reiterate this that let us expand the horizon of our cooperation. Like some, I will not know your policies, but we need some exchange scholars from US. Long back, I was in US Berkeley, talking about long back. But now that liberal policies of exchange of scholars may have been reviewed very rigorously. But nevertheless, my request to you is to go beyond this kind of workshop and have some meaningful conversation for consulate office collaboration with our university. And my dear friends, do not worry about the English, or you may be listening to our friend from America, and don't get surprised that his English is different from you. Because English is no longer English in truest sense of the term. English is British English is supposedly the best, most the purest English. Then American accent is the African accent. Then even in India, we have so many varieties. I studied in JNU. The way when you speak to your southern states friends, they would talk English in a completely different way. They will say, honestly, I speaking. They won't say honestly. But you cannot say their pronunciation is wrong because English is no longer our language, it's a global language. They say our, we say our. And our Northeastern region too have its own intonation. Our নিজৰে বহুত কিছুমান typical, উচ্চাৰণৰ মাত্ৰা থাকে. Particularly our নিচিনা খাৰখোৱাৰ, I'm speaking in a space. খাৰখোৱা Assamese CH, SH, এইবিলাকৰ মাজত বহুত problem থাকে. But don't worry. English is a medium of communication. The most important role, I believe, is the ability to speak correctly. Grammar is very important. Of course, you need to speak in a way which is acceptable. That is very important. But don't worry. Look at Mamta Didi. Mamta Didi, which speaks English. Or Lalu Yadav. Lalu Yadav teaches in IIM. So, I'm urging you to speak properly. But do not have this inhibition. আমি যেতিয়া বিবেকানন্দৰ প্ৰথম গাঁৱৰ পৰা পঢ়িবলৈ গৈছিলো তেতিয়া কনভেন্ট এডুকেটেড গাৰ্লছ বিলাকে আমালৈ চাই হাঁহিছিলে বিকজ উই কুড নট স্পীক ভেৰি ফ্লুৱেণ্টলি কিন্তু ডোন্ট ৱৰি এইবিলাক হাঁহাৰ মানুহবোৰ দে উইল গেট লষ্ট somewhere. So what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends, that I congratulate you that you have selected the right workshop. And once again, I compliment our Gauhati University team for having undertaken this exercise. And in the days to come, also, I look forward to such, hand holding should be together. Because in NEP, National Education Policy talks about collaboration and, hand holding. With these words, I declare this program being inaugurated. Thank you.